Hello, everybody. My name is Ratnos, and today we have the Hunter talent trees. Actually, a couple days ago they came out, but they came out while I was busy, and so actually recording this late enough that I have the Wowhead tree thing to play with, and not just the blue post of all the new abilities. So, silver lining. We'll start off with, of course, just the Hunter side itself, and then we'll go spec by spec. Should be chapters down below, so you can navigate to whichever portion you like. And I guess a caveat before we start here: Hunter, a spec I haven't, or class I haven't played too much in Shadowlands. I did play a lot of Beast Mastery in Season 4 of BFA. Haven't really played much Serve or MM. Actually, I played Serve back in Legion a little bit. It was my alt in Nighthold. And I've messed around with it for a few hours total here in Shadowlands, but I haven't played with the current set bonus or anything like that. So let's take a look at the Hunter tree. Beast Mastery and Survival start off with Kill Command for free on this, whereas MM is going to start off with Kill Shot for free. Concussive Shot is here in the middle as well, and that's the top of the tree. And of course, you could take all three of these if you want and go down whichever path you so chose. We have Trailblazer as a passive here that is movement speed when you haven't attacked. Over here we have Post Haste, a very nice effect that it frees you from movement impairing effects and gives you movement speed on disengage. The way that these 2-point talents work is you can't just spend 1 point to get below as well, so you do need to get 2 points, even though only 1 point will get you the main part of this, which is one of the main parts, which is that freedom on disengage effect. Over here we have crit chance on kill shot, so obviously if you're interested in this side of the tree, and if you're playing MM at least, you probably want to go here. I don't know if BM and Serve are also going to be doing this, but right now in Shadowlands you do play with it in all three specs, I guess, so yeah, we'll see how that works out. Over here we have Thick Hides, increasing your pet's total health, which obviously makes sense in a setting where you're using your pet to take damage, which is like soloing. But otherwise, you're probably just using this if you want to travel further down through this part of the tree. But the thing is, you can get down. So we have Mend Pet improved here and Scare Beast, which you can see how none of this stuff is particularly important for actual PvE content generally. So unless you're in a case where you actually like soloing or farming new pets or whatever, those kind of things. Capturing new pets, doing like Mage Tower challenges, that kind of stuff. These points are probably skippable, and then you could even come down to Beastmaster here from getting improved traps. So these might be points that you skip, but then you would need to come down, if you wanted that bottom left part of the tree here, you would need to come down through this node. So here we have Countershot, Interrupt, talentable for all of your specs, and if you're playing Survival, this is instead Muzzle, which is melee version of Countershot, and presumably it remains true that Countershot's 24 seconds and Muzzle is 15 on the cooldown, but I suppose that could change. Doesn't specify in here. Natural Mending, giving you CDR on your Exil by spending Focus. Again, uninteresting points that you would spend if you wanted stuff below them. Very rarely points you would invest if you didn't actually want stuff that was below them. The encounters where you actually need this kind of CDR on Exil are few and far between. That's not to say that Hunter doesn't need more defensive help. It's just that Exil is not the most exciting of buttons to press, so you'd only seek this ability out in like raid encounters or Mythic Plus encounters where you knew you needed Exil more often than its default cooldown. We have Tar Trap over here, Misdirection, and Trank Shot all on this spot. So these are all fairly situational effects that you will choose if you either need them or if you want access to the trees that are below them. Once you spent at least 8 points up here, you can start going down below this red line, and you can get, again, the improved Mend Pet stuff we talked about already, improved Exil, making Exil heal your pet, obviously very powerful for solo content, that kind of stuff. Beast Mastery in situations where your pet is taking damage, which some M+, some raid fights where things are horrible, but hopefully not a super mandatory thing to do. Fogged Crystal, your pet takes reduced damage while under the effect of your misdirection. Pretty cool effect here, letting you give your pet a 90% DR off of your misdirection. This is the kind of thing that for Mythic Plus, there are a lot of abilities that smash the active target, And there's been a lot of cases where tanks or where pets have taunted those for value in high keys. So when you think about stuff like the Dismantler, which actually I think they may have broken the ability to pet taunt this when they changed it so it didn't fervent strike anymore. But that effect, there was an Awakened mob as well that did this, the Tank Buster one, where it was really valuable to have your pet taunt, and you would have them try and survive with like the turtle ability or whatever, some of the defensive families of pet. But you could easily imagine doing something like an MD pet taunt macro that lets them do this and survive, and then the tank taunts back. So potentially potent effect in Mythic Plus setting. Improved strength shot, and of course obviously very powerful for soloing. All of this kind of pet defensive stuff, very powerful for just being able to level as a BM hunter or as a serve hunter. Trank shot, when Trank shot successfully dispels an effect, gain some focus. Okay, whatever. Scatter shot, a short range shot that deals 5 damage. Powerful. Removes all harmful damage over time effects, incapacitates the target for 4 seconds, and then breaks on damage. Versus Binding Shot, which is obviously an extremely potent crowd control effect that lands here. I'm curious to see if they're going to go through with the change they briefly wanted to make to Binding Shot this expansion, which was to make it break after taking a certain amount of damage. Doesn't say anything about this on the tooltip, but I believe they reverted that change, but suggested they still wanted to look at the power of Binding Shot. So that will be something that we'll have to pay attention to later down the line. Here we have the Scare Beast. Then we have either Intimidation or High Explosive Trap, which is that trap that like knocks you really far away. Again, rarely seen in PvE situations, but something that, I guess could have some use. Camouflage, Stealth, and Born to be Wild, giving you cooldown reduction on Eagle, Cheetah, and Turtle when you put points into this. This is, again, compared to a lot of utility stuff here, this is a throughput increase, so likely to be selected for that. Or actually, not a throughput increase. These are just the utility aspects. Okay, so not a throughput increase, another utility one. Silly me. I thought there was a damage aspect as well, but maybe it's not in this list. All right, here we have Improved Traps, giving you cooldown reduction on Tar Trap and Freezing Trap, and again, notably, letting you get access to bottom left of the tree if you want. We have Binding Shackles, targets knocked back by explosive or stunned by intimidation. I guess that's High Explosive Trap, or stunned by intimidation. Deal less damage for 8 seconds. Deal less damage to you for 8 seconds. So again, PvP, solo content, Mage Tower type stuff. Agile movement, a little nice movement speed increase. And then we get to the real power part of the tree. So this part of the tree, you have to have spent 20 points in the above part of the tree to get down here. And then you only get 11 remaining points to spend on any of these nodes. We have pet damage increased. Obvious points for BM, obviously. And for Serve, I believe the way that Serve's damage profile works out, a 9% pet damage increase would probably be pretty good, although we'll see what's going on over on the other parts of the tree. Crit chance increase, okay, obviously again, another straight up throughput increase. Barrage, that nice big shot thing in front of you. Serpent Sting, the poison dot. Okay, so a lot of good stuff here as soon as we get below this 20-point threshold. Improved kill command damage increase. So again, these things both look pretty good for BM and Serve. Stampede, summon a herd of stampeding animals that deal damage to your enemies for 12 seconds. It's very weird to me that these are on the Hunter tree and not, say, on just the BM and Serve trees, because it'd be weird for an MM Hunter, because you could, on an MM Hunter, just come down and take all this pet stuff, right? That's kind of a strange thing to think about, right? Is doing like taking these points on a MM Hunter and then getting all this pet damage stuff, but could be done. Okay, where were we? Nesingwary's Trapping Apparatus. Whenever you successfully freezing trap an enemy, gain 45 focus if you spent all 3 points, and increase all focus gains by 100% for 5 seconds. I believe this was a Legion Legendary. Very interesting, although I thought it triggered on all traps, not just freezing trap. So, yeah, this seems like something you invest points in if you want the stuff below it, but otherwise maybe a PvP thing, I don't know. Chimera Shot, that's obviously a ability that already exists that hits 2 targets for some damn. Master Marksman, your ranged special attack, critical strikes, cause the target to bleed for an additional 15% of the damage dealt over 6 seconds. So this is a crit damage amplifier, increases the value of crit on your gear. And yeah, you could think of this as strike through 7.5, which is a lot of value. That's a lot of corruption worth of talent points here. So could be a good damage increase, and obviously makes crit a nice stat for, again, these feel very Hunter themed over in this area. Here we have either latent poison injectors, making Serpent Sting's damage apply latent poison, stacking up to 10 times, and then letting you consume that with either Barbed Shot, Aimed Shot, or Raptor Strike, dealing nature damage to the target per stack consumed. Depending on the nature damage, obviously, on this could be good or not. Or Viper's Venom, which have those same 3 abilities, having a chance to make your next Serpent Sting cost no focus and deal extra upfront damage. So yeah, straight up damage things, single target themed generally, although I guess they both, especially the latent poison injectors, you could maybe imagine spreading around the Serpent Sting on a bunch of targets, and if the multi-shot aim shot bounces count, I don't know if they do, it could be a AoE DPS increase as well for, say, Marksmanship, not sure. Killer Instinct, Kill Command deals 50% increased damage against enemies below 35% health. Okay, that's a sizable amount of execute damage, right? When you think about both BM and Serve, Kill Command is often their top damage or one of their top damage effects, often representing something like 20% of your overall damage, which means it will deal, this is like a 10% increased damage against targets below 35% health. That's a lot of extra damage. Versus Kill Command now has 2 target charges and deals 30% increased damage. Okay, well that seems like it would be generally better. It seems like the Killer Instinct one would be only when you really wanted the execute effect, because getting 2 charges on Kill Command as well gives you a lot of extra kill commands over the fight, because you don't waste time with it sitting at 1 charge and wasting that cooldown recovery time. Steel Trap hurls a steel trap to a location, snaps shut on the first enemy that approaches, 20-second immobilize, but that's broken if they take too much damage, and a bleed also over 20 seconds. Versus, okay, down here we have Chakrams, or Death Chakrams. So Chakrams is slice all enemies in the Chakram's path between you and your target for physical damage, and then it comes back again as well, and the primary target takes extra damage. Versus Death Chakram, which is the Necrolord ability, bounces 7 times, and yeah, enemies hit take 10% more physical damage from you and your pet. Each time it deals damage, its damage goes up as well, and you generate some focus. So yeah, there's one of the Covenant abilities. Or here we have Explosive Shot. Fire an explosive shot after 3 seconds. The shot will explode, dealing fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and reduce damage beyond 5. All right, interesting. My first impression of this Hunter tree, it feels like you probably will not be hurting for points in the top half of the tree. There's a lot of abilities that are kind of take it or leave it up here in the top bit, so I think that the main challenge for Hunters is generally going to be what 11 points do we want to spend here at the bottom, and then a little bit of like, okay, how do I get the stuff that I want in the top of the tree and also position myself to be able to get whatever I want out of the bottom of the tree. But yeah, a lot of pretty filler talents up here in the top of the tree for Hunter. Let's go take a look now at the Beast Mastery side of the tree. We have Barbed Shot over here. You can take, and you should take, because you have to get that. I mean, of course, current effect, right? The bleed with the stacking frenzy up to 3 times, so that playstyle is continuing for BM. Passive focus generation increased by 100%. Okay, multi-shot, hard to imagine not selecting this in an AoE situation. Don't need to take this on single target, though. And Cobra Shot, also hard to imagine not ever talenting this. But notice that if you take Pack Tactics and Cobra Shot, you don't actually need multi-shot to get access to anything. So unlike some other trees where abilities like multi-shot are basically mandatory to get access to whatever's below them, you don't even need that on the BM tree. You can untalent multi-shot for pure single target, and I'm sure you will. Aspect to the Beast increases the damage and healing of your pet's abilities, increases the effectiveness of their either ferocity, endurance, or cunning passive as well. Extra charge on Barbed Shot, so these again both seem like really good things. Massive increases your maximum focus and your pet's maximum focus by 20. All pet damage increased as well, so a lot of good points up here. We're already Even if we don't assume, let's see, what do we have here? Oh, and there's kill command damage increase just below this thing. Cobra Shot has a chance to make your next kill command consume no focus. After you multi-shot, okay, so Beast Cleave effect again as well, where your multi-shot lets your pet cleave. So again, obviously, you don't need this for pure single target. All of these effects that are on this branch of the tree, you could prune in pure single target, because this one is also Beast Cleave related. And then Call Pet additionally summons the first pet from your stable. This pet will obey your kill command, but cannot use pet family abilities. Whew, okay, there's a lot of good stuff up here. I'm just kind of clicking a few things. I don't know what this is going to look like at the end. I'm not trying to like create a build, just seeing what it looks like to spend these 30 points over on this side of the tree. Barbed shot damage increased by 10%, okay. Barbed shot increases your crit chance by 3%, stacking up to 3 times, so potentially a 9% crit increase. Then over here we have the kill command striking nearby targets. Dire Beast, giving you an active ability that summons a beast, does some damage, and gives you 5% haste for 8 seconds. Cobra Shot reduces the cooldown of kill command by a second over here. All right, so what if we just did like this? Murder of Crows. Summon a flock of crows to attack your target, dealing physical damage over time. If it dies, this cooldown is reset. Bestial Wrath sends you and your pet into a rage, instantly dealing physical damage to its target, increasing damage you both deal by 25%. Remove all crowd control effects from your pet. Yep, obviously we want that. Aspect of the Wild, crit chance, and focus per second. All right, obviously we want that. So these are the classic BM cooldowns that we want here. Over here we have your auto shot critical strikes have a chance to reset the cooldown of barbed shot. So yeah, this is pretty... These effects are definitely somewhat compelling. I'm hoping I have points to grab all this stuff, but we'll see. What do you have over here? Kill command has a chance to reset the cooldown of kill shot and cause it to be usable on any target regardless of the health. Low chance here though. This is a 6% chance for 2 points. Command your pet to tear into your target, causing your target to bleed for 18 seconds and increasing all damage taken from your pet by 15% for 18 seconds. Ooh, seems like another good cooldown to smash with all your other cooldowns. Okay, and then over here we have Wild Call has a increased chance to reset the cooldown of Barbed Shot. So, literally just a slightly worse point-for-point version of this, but it'll get you access to the bottom of the tree. So I've spent 15 points so far. I need to spend 20 to get down here, which if I just do this, I've done that. So maybe I could do this. Let's see what we got at the bottom of the tree, or maybe I have to get this point or this point to get some really good stuff. Wailing Arrow. This is the Sylvanas Bow ability. Shadow damage to your target. Additional shadow damage to all targets within 8 yards. Targets struck are silenced for 5 seconds. Very powerful effect in Mythic Plus to do a 5-second silence in AoE. Stomp. When you cast Barbed Shot, your pet stomps, dealing damage in AoE. Activating Bestial Wrath grants charges of Barbed Shot. Interesting. Barbed Shot reduces the cooldown of Bestial Wrath and the cooldown of Aspect of the Wild. I like the sound of that. Aerodune Warrior. Okay, this is a Legion Legendary, I believe. Barbed Shot deals increased damage. Applying Barbed Shot has a chance to reset the cooldown of Kill Command. A lot of cooldown reduction and cooldown reset effects in the tree here. A lot of the ones that BM has had over the last 6 years. Kill Command has a chance to also summon a Dire Beast to attack your target. I wonder if that will also do the Dire Beast Haste Roar thing. You sound the Call of the Wild, summoning 2 of your active pets for 20 seconds. A random pet appears every 4 seconds as well. Okay. Summoning a Dire Beast increases the damage of Steady Shot and Multi-Shot by 10%. All right, whatever. While Bestial Wrath is active, Cobra Shot resets the cooldown on Kill Command, versus while it's active, your pet's crit damage is increased by 35%. Then over here, while Call of the Wild is active, Barbed Shot has a 25% chance to gain a charge anytime focus is spent, versus while it's active, Barbed Shot affects all of your summoned pets and gives them all of that increased attack speed. Okay, so how would we want to spend our 10 points that are down here? I feel like the Barbed Wrath seems pretty good. So we could do something like this, and then we could do the Blood Frenzy as well. And we've got a lot of cooldowns here. that we could put and do like a lot of burst damage. And then we could do potentially this Stomp Dire Pack stuff. Although this doesn't seem that sick, right? This is just damage on Steady Shot and Multi-Shot. So we could do, yeah, Dire Command and Stomp, and then take 1 point of Scent of Blood for a little bit of extra flexibility. Or we could drop this down and actually take Killer Cobra or Rylax Stalkers. Interesting. Well, these are just some early swings at what maybe you could do with the BM tree. This is pure single target. Obviously, in AoE, you have to spend the points on Multi-Shot, Beast Cleave, Kill Cleave, that kind of stuff. So I'm not 100% sure what this will look like. Also, I'm not 100% sure if Cobra Senses is better than Dire Beast. I don't know what the cooldown is on Dire Beast, but yeah, just some early thoughts here at what BM might look like. Marksmanship. We have Aimed Shot up in the top. Powerful Physical Shot. Okay. Improved Arcane Shot, giving the cost reduction on Arcane Shot. Steady Shot, generating focus. Or Aimed Shot, causing your next 2 Arcanes or Multis to deal increased damage. All right. Rapid Fire, shoot a stream of 7 shots at your target over 2 seconds. Currently a part of the MM kit. Killing Blow, Kill Shot, Crit Chance increased. Okay, yeah, so there's some Kill Shot support here on the MM tree. Not surprised, that's kind of always been the most Kill Shot-y part of the Hunter tree or Hunter specs. Aim Shot damage increase further over here. Aim Shot dealing bonus damage to targets above 70% health. Nice effect in some situations, although you can talent out of this in fights where that is not valuable, right? Certain encounters, this damage is not particularly useful, so we'll see. Here's Multi-Shot, giving you just AoE damage, so I'm sure that some of the points below here will make the Multi-Shot do extra aim shots thing, right? Aim Shot Crit Chance increased. Okay, so there's a lot of aim shot support over here. I assume that this kind of stuff, it's going to be hard to imagine a MM Hunter build that doesn't want all this aim shot nonsense, right? Streamline, Rapid Fire's damage is increased, and it causes your next aim shot to cast faster. Bullseye, when your abilities damage a target below 20% health, you gain increased crit chance for 6 seconds, stacking up to 30 times. Okay, so we have some execute on the tree here. That's a rather large amount of execute as well here. We're talking about 30% increased crit chance if you get to stack this up, which does take a little bit of time, but that's a rather large amount of crit chance. Arcane Shot and Multi-Shot damage increased. Bursting Shot will knock. Okay. Improved Rapid Fire. Each shot of Rapid Fire now generates a little bit of focus. Lethal Shots, giving you Arcane Shot and Multi-Shot, have a chance to reduce the cooldown of Rapid Fire, versus Surging Shots, letting Rapid Fire do extra damage and have Aimed Shot a chance to reset the cooldown of it. Trick Shots, there's that Multi-Shot AoE thing on at least 3 or more targets. So again, continues this thing of Marksmanship being very bad at 2 targets and very good at 3, 4, or 5 targets, and then not happy past that either. So 1, 3, 4, or 5 targets are where MM will continue to be happy. Death Blow, Aimed Shot has a chance to give you a free kill shot. Quick Load, when you fall below 40% health, Bursting Shot's cooldown is immediately reset. Okay, so this all is like PvP stuff over here. Maybe M plus stuff. No, not even. The Bursting Shot might be M plus stuff, I guess, but the Quick Load doesn't seem like a PvE thing. Volley, giving you an AoE thing, and you get trick shots for the whole time as well. Salvo, when the trick shot's effect fades or is consumed, your next multi-shot deals extra dam. Steady Focus, using Steady Shot twice in a row increases your haste. Okay. And how long is this for? It's for 15 seconds. All right, so you just keep this up. Increases your damage by 10% when you do not have an active pat. Kill Shot causes Aimed Shot to recharge faster for 3 seconds. Then down into the bottom of the tree where you only get to spend 10 total points. Crit damage increased by 4%. Okay. True Shot. Okay, I guess we're clicking on that almost always. Serpent Stalkers, giving Aim Shot a chance to fire a Serpent Sting at the primary target. Ooh, this is a 2-rank talent as well. Pretty sure you only need to take 1 point in this unless Serpent Sting does a bunch of upfront damage. I don't know how much it does upfront. Kill Shot now has an extra charge. Okay. Heavy Ammo, Trick Shots now ricochets to 2 fewer targets, but each ricochet deals additional damage. Ooh. So MM even happier on 3 targets. Or Light Ammo, Trick Shots now goes up to 2 additional targets. So 7 target cleave. I actually kind of like this answer to the AoE cap. Like specs that are hard capped at 5 are still in pain, but it's really nice that the trees at least are letting them be hard capped at 7 or 8 instead, right? Outlaw and MM getting a little bit of love here. I hope Fury gets this as well. Calling the shots, casting Arcane or Multi reduces the cooldown of 2-shot. Lock and load, your ranged autos have a chance to trigger lock and load, causing your next aim shot to be free and instant. Aim shot has a chance to coalesce extra wind arrows that also shoot your target. This was a Legion artifact ability thing, if I'm not mistaken. Double tap, your next aim shot will fire a second time instantly at 100% power without consuming focus, or your next rapid fire will shoot additional shots during its channel. Here we have Eagle Talon's True Focus, giving you extra time on True Shot and reducing the focus of your abilities, versus True Shot giving you extra crit every second, stacking up to 10 times. So 130 extra crit. That's not a lot of crit in even in Shadowlands numbers. That's not a huge amount of crit. That's like a trinket. That's a stat stakes worth of crit. Wailing Arrow. Okay, there's that Sylve Bow effect again. And down here we have bonus arrows from aim shot. The wind arrows from this Legacy of the Windrunners thing have increased crit chance and deal increased crit damage. Okay. I don't know enough about MM to even really take a super preliminary swing at this tree, but it does seem like there's a lot of good stuff in here. I wonder to what extent this kill shot investment is going to be worthwhile, but there were a lot of effects we read in here that seem to be based on kill shot, on low health targets, so potentially MM will be a serious contender for execute damage situations. All right, Serve. We got the old Raptor Strike, a vicious slash dealing physical damage. All damage done by your pet is increased as well over here. Wildfire Bomb down here. Kill Command has a chance to immediately reset its cooldown when pressed. Harpoon, the gap closer. Improved Harpoon over here, giving you cooldown reduction on Harpoon. And then down here, there's Harpoon dealing damage and focus over time and resetting the cooldown on it when you use it. So this whole Harpoon side of the tree, you can maybe trim this to take all the other stuff. Kill Command causing the target to bleed. You and your pet gain increased attack speed for every bleeding enemy within 12 yards. I think this effect in Shadowlands is based on the number of bleeds, if I'm not mistaken. It seems smart to normalize this, though, because I think it was true that like if you had other bleed users, you could get a ridiculous amount of attack speed in Shadowlands, although I could be making that up entirely. Then over here we have Kill Command increasing the damage of your next Raptor Strike, stacking up to 3 times. So let's just say we wanted to do like this for now, and just say, you know what, who needs Harpoon? Oh, over here we have Mongoose Bite replacing Raptor Strike, and presumably having the same like cooldown thing and not... Yeah, so Mongoose Fury is a buff that stacks up to 5 times now, doesn't increase the duration, but increase the damage of Mongoose Bite when you stack it. So the way you would play this would be you would really try and spam your Mongoose Bites and then let them charge back up when you didn't have Fury, and then keep spamming it. I don't know how it'll work here, though. I don't know if how many charges or whatever it'll have, or if it's just based on spamming it unlimitedly during its time. I don't know. Carve, AoE attack, dealing reduced damage beyond 5 targets, versus Butchery, which has charges instead. Both of these are AoE effects, but the Butchery one tended to be, when it was good in like Legion, you would use it for, like, the burst would be really strong, right? Whereas Carve would be something that you could use like if you just wanted to press it once and you know, kind of be set with that, or if you wanted to be using it consistently over time. Although historically there's just been usually a right answer for AoE between whether or not you would just talent into Butchery to replace your Carve. Or, of course, in single target, don't click on either of these buttons. Wildfire Bomb now has extra charges, and the initial explosion deals increased damage. Improved Bomb deals additional damage. Okay, maybe you don't need this Wildfire Bomb stuff, but at least the current version of Serve really uses this, although a lot of that is based on the set bonus, but even before the set bonus, Wildfire Bomb was a huge source of your damage in Shadowlands, so I'm going to assume that continues to be true. Lunge, range of your melee attacks and abilities increased. Ooh, I like this. It is a lot of points, though. 3 points to get 3 yards is a big cost. Carve reducing the cooldown on Wildfire Bomb by 1 second. Yeah, so this is the reason that you would use Carve when you picked it, right? And AoE often was largely for this CDR. Flanking Strike, focus generating ability. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite damage increased over here. Kill Shot reduces the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb. Okay, interesting. Kill Shot synergy there. Crit damage increased. Okay, I like that. Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite, Butchery, and Carve damage increased. Okay, a little boring ability there, but all right, that's a lot of effects. Flanking Strike and Wildfire Bomb damage increased over here. And Kill Command damage increased here. Wow, there are a lot of effects that are just like, hey, these same abilities are just dealing extra damage. Lace your bomb with extra reagents, randomly giving it an enhancement each time you throw it. This is, I think this is a talent right now, right? The one that gives you the 3 different colored bombs with the different effects. You and your pet's maximum focus is increased. Aspect of the Eagle, giving you the ranged effect. Coordinated Assault. You and your pet charge the enemy, striking them for physical damage. Ooh, does this come with a charge now? You and your pet's bond is then strengthened for 20 seconds, causing your pet's basic attacks to either make your Carve reduce the cooldown of your bomb by extra time, or make your Kill Shot apply Bleeding Gash, which I assume is a dot, to your target. Here's you and your pets have increased crit chance. When Kill Command's cooldown is reset, you have a chance to reset the cooldown of Kill Shot and your next Kill Shot. So all 3 Hunter specs have this way of giving you free Kill Shots thing. Your next Kill Command has increased crit chance after resetting while Coordinated Assault is active. Furiously strikes all enemies in front of you, dealing physical damage over time. Kill Command cooldown resets reduce the cooldown of Fury of the Eagle. This was the Legion artifact effect. Attacking your pet's target with Raptor Strike or Carve extends the duration of Coordinated Assault. Ooh, this could be very high uptime on Coordinated Assault. And then you and your pet charge the enemy, striking them for physical damage. You then become one with your pet for 12 seconds. Your pet damage is increased by 25%. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite deal additional damage. And Kill Command has increased chance to reset. That's very weird. Both of these have this you and your pet charge your enemy text. I wonder if they actually are going to cause you to charge. Yeah, so in terms of points spent here, I'm at what, 15? So I need to spend another 5 points to be able to get down to the bottom of the tree. So maybe we do something like this. And then I don't know here. I guess I really want Wildfire Infusion, so maybe I need to do this instead. Cut some of these points. And then get this Kill Command stuff. I don't even know if this is good. Coordinated Assault. I have no idea. I have no clue what this is supposed to look like over here. I do think that you can probably live without the Harpoon stuff, maybe. These seem like points that don't do damage, but maybe it's still worth it to be over here for some of this stuff. No idea. So those are just some early thoughts looking at the survival tree. It doesn't look like their set bonus has made it onto the tree. Unfortunate news for the Serve Hunters out there. But, you know, yeah, I would say they also don't get the Sylve Silence, which the other 2 specs do get, which is a powerful M+ effect. I think I'm probably the least excited about Serve of these 3 trees. Not really too much cool stuff in here, largely just getting back a lot of the existing stuff about it and a lot of flat damage increases. But you know what they say, if you do a lot of flat damage, you don't need to do much else. So Serve may come down to whether or not it does a lot of damage. Anyways, those are the Hunter trees. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, just excited to read through these things and hope that you all find it interesting as well. That's why I'm making these. Playlist link in the description if you want to watch me talk about all the other ones with varying degrees of either less or more knowledge than I have about Hunter. And I'll continue to make these as the new trees become available. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.